Yes. Right, and Rugby Space Rivalry, we've just seen the new Lions shirt, and we're now going into the Lions change room. This is the team, by the way. This is where we're doing it. This is how we're going to get. And this is where the magic happens. Doing well. Yeah. Didn't quite make it back in the day, so this is as close as we get.
Awesome. It's nice, man. So the players sit from one
all the way
through the three, and this is the MPS side.
Okay.
And you can walk around and you'll see there's like TV screens on all sides. Yeah, please do a nice tour.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is yeah, so 1 through 23, as Julian said. I mean, can you just imagine tomorrow night, Batu over here, one of the young stars coming through, sitting here, your number on the wall, you can hear it's actually like genuine like goosebumps in here, just imagining what it's like to go through all of this. And tomorrow night the Lions players are going to do just that. I mean, this is where you would have had Oxen Chair here, you would have had Malcolm Marks here on Saturday, you would have had Phil Colo here on Saturday. And think about the greats who have sat in this change room. Obviously changed over the years. I don't think quite they had the screens back in '95, but yeah, what a place. What a place. So interesting to see what happened on match day. There's about 3 screens around here, whether there's a live field. This is where the final coaches section move. In terms of space, you'd imagine the final huddle kind of happens either there or around there, and then literally straight through those doors, left, and you go straight down the stairs and then straight down through the tunnel. But yeah, pretty epic.
All the other coaches have spoken about pre-season. You guys have had about a week extra to train. We haven't heard you guys talk about the pre-season yet. Just your thoughts on what you're looking for the game and where you guys are. How difficult has it been to fit this in, or is it just a great opportunity?
Brendan, we're not URC ready, but it's such a wonderful occasion and such a privilege to be in this game that obviously we had to adapt a little bit, and we're happy to adapt. We haven't had too much collision, but no, a real excitement from within to not just play against the All Blacks, but to test yourself, test your systems, test you individually. So like I say, if I would be really nervous if URC had to start next week, but for this occasion, we were willing to bite the bullet a little bit.
You've had just the opportunity to watch them for a couple of weeks more than the other teams, obviously. What have you picked out? Where's the danger and where do you exploit?
Yeah, I think in review of the test, they painted a specific picture in the first 3 games, and they changed the picture quite considerable against the Boks. My gut tells me it's going to be similar to what the Bulls and the Sharks and the Stormers have faced. I think the identity, how they want to play in terms of tempo, and I think their breakdown work is absolutely world class. Tempo, physicality, that's how they want to play. The team that they've picked is really physical with a lot of experience. So for us, physicality, tempo, and decision making will obviously be under pressure. But yeah, again, it's such a good occasion for us that we're excited about it.
URC players for the first time, Champions Cup coming out, URC Coach of the Year. How much is potentially being in the All Blacks a nice incentive for another feather in the cap?
Just our system is not about individuals. So the occasion itself is a great opportunity. If you're speaking about it for a while, a lot of like Franke had mentioned earlier to that side. He's never played against a New Zealand opponent. They haven't played Super Rugby. So to play against the All Blacks is awesome. Got some good Super Rugby memories, but also some tough Super Rugby memories. So to be involved in the game is obviously a privilege. where we are as a group, we're excited. We feel there's some momentum being built compared to 2 seasons ago. The group is settling in nicely in terms of responsibility, accountability, experience. The guys that joined us is really contributing nicely. So we as a group are excited. If it have to happen tomorrow night that a miracle can happen, then that'll be an unbelievable achievement from our side. And then we'll take it from there.
Franke, just your thoughts. You haven't faced obviously the team as such. You're getting to face the All Blacks, just what it means to you first of all, and second of all, I suppose I know nobody's talking about it, but the thought must cross your mind at some point that if you guys can pull off what Cash calls the miracle, you go down in history as one of the teams. There's only a handful of them that have beaten the All Blacks. How much of that is motivation?
Yeah, obviously massive opportunity for every single guy in the 23. It's been a very nice build-up to this game and watching them during the tour and giving ourselves the best opportunity for tomorrow night. And yeah, we're really looking forward to it, to test ourselves against opponents we've never played before. I always watched Super Rugby and to feel that tempo and that intensity and that physicality. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. And it's quite special. My dad played against the All Blacks in 1996 for Boland when they played the All Blacks in Worcester. So yeah, it's something special to 30 years later be able to do the same.
Was that the game? What did he tell you about that game? What does he remember?
Well, firstly, I can't remember against who they played the week before, but they had a nice black shiner. He showed the photo, so such a big game to play with a shiner, and he said that he converted all three tries at post, so yeah, he was quite happy, and it was apparently quite a close game until they scored at the end, so yeah.
Franke, a couple of lineman camps kind of been on, definitely on Russ's radar. How much do you tomorrow an opportunity to once again show everybody what you can do?
Yeah, obviously you're testing yourself against the best, and they've picked a very good loose trio, and we as well as a very good loose trio. So it's just important that we as a pack and as a loose trio play well together. If the team does well, the individual looks well, and the rest will look after itself. So not really thinking too far ahead, just focusing on my game and how I can contribute to the team.
Can we take one more piece?
Coach, just quickly, Henke playing him after coming off injury, is there a bit of worry over there? And then just an update on Rooyen and how he's going with his injury.
Ron Venter.
Yeah.
Richard and Henku had a trial week last week. Really happy with how they fronted up Thursday, Friday especially. It's just a normal preseason niggle. You got to get them through volume, and once you get volume, there's always a little bit of soft tissue niggle. But I mean, they weren't really injured, badly injured. So now I think we're healthy, ready to go. After this is just a light captains, just to get the body moving again. Ron Venter is doing well. Rehab is going well. Physically, he's looking good. So he's currently still at the initial return date.
Julian, All Black Scrum under a lot of pressure over the weekend. It has been at a place where the franchises have been able to give it a go. How important is it that we continue the South African heritage that is trying to dominate up front?
Well, I think scrum and more for South Africans are really important. Eh? So we saw scrum dominance in the first half, which was amazing to see. I think Oxy did a really good job with Malcolm. As soon as their replacement front row came on, you could see a little bit more stability. But yeah, for us this weekend, or for us tomorrow, looking forward to that challenge. Obviously, you want to measure yourself against them. And I think their maul stop is quite decent, so we want to test that on more. We've been working on stuff the whole preseason. We're actually still in preseason. But for us to measure ourselves now against that set piece is actually a great opportunity. So looking forward to that.
Bowen making his debut tomorrow night. How nice is it to have that kind of experience, and what a way to be able to come make a debut. And just in terms of how much time he's actually had in camp, is he obviously probably hasn't spent that much time with the guys, but how difficult is it to get him back in, and how exciting is it to have that kind of caliber of prop on the bench?
Yeah, as I walk down into our change room now, he's sitting with the line-out coach and learning the line-out calls. So yeah, it's his first day with us today. But with quality players like that, we said it's going to be like a Barbarians game for him. He's coming in, don't need to get a lot of detail, just get the necessary detail and then just play. I think the guys will enjoy having him next to them. Yeah, we're looking forward to his stint with us now. And tomorrow is the first one. It's not a normal and conventional start to have versus the All Blacks, but it's going to be good to see him. And the guys are really excited. we're excited about having him with us.
Julian, Jacques mentioned about the carries, the Springbok carries against the All Blacks, and perhaps they weren't physical enough, not putting enough bodies in there to protect the ball. Did you guys have to learn from Saturday's game, or have you had to change your tactics regarding the breakdown?
So we obviously also weren't prepped for that because they didn't really do that a lot in the Nations Cup. Also didn't do it a lot in the franchises. So I think that's what Russia also said afterwards, is they were surprised. They were expecting low tackles and they actually got stripped with the ball quite a bit. So yeah, we had to change our training and our warm-up for tomorrow to adapt according to what we've seen recently. So yeah, definitely there is some changes and some things we need to do and put focus on extra after what we've previewed on before. Yeah, it was interesting to see how they set up things during playing against the franchises versus what they brought in the first test. So yeah, now we're also wondering, are they going to play similar to what they played in the test? They're going to play similar to what they played in the franchises. But for us, obviously, part of pre-season for us, we have a massive focus on tomorrow's game and importance for us, but we want to test our systems, test what we've been training, see how it goes against them, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Guys, can you take two more captains of
Julian, what is it that the All Blacks got right with that particular, from that scrum onwards that they won in the 58th minute? What were the changes that they made outside of the personnel?
Are you talking just about the scrums, or are you talking about the game?
Just the scrums.
Well, I think they got the hooker they have is a really good scrumming hooker. I think their front row's height they were shorter guys, which makes it easier to scrum. And I think obviously we had our bench guys coming on, so obviously we started with Walter, Ox, and Malcolm, which is probably our strongest scrumming pack. And when we brought on Porth and Shea, we had to scrum with 7 guys because we had the yellow card at the time on our 5. So he was under a little bit more pressure, but because of we were 7. So and then they brought on their shorter front row, almost like less mobile but better scrumming pack. So I think a combination of all of those factors changed from us being really dominant to us not getting the dominance.
Coach, did the Red Moose descend on the box with too much scrumming?
The Red Moose, you talk about being like tired.
No, did they get too excited about scrumming?
Well, it's the first time in my life that I've heard a crowd chant for scrum. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
First time in my life. The crowd was like screaming scrum, 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 and then we lost the scrum and then like everyone's a shit call. No. So I think because the scrum was so dominant and we even scrummed over them on our own ball, I think we were really confident. And it's not to say that it was a bad call choosing the scrum. I think it's almost like just sticking to the system, maybe a little bit, maybe just like it was similar pictures in my opinion. The ones where Ox actually got the reward versus where we got the New Zealand got the reward. So it was similar pictures. We didn't do a lot different, but all of a sudden then that confidence went, and we didn't dominate the scrums after that. So it was a big shift in the game.
Jules, you need to go.